All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are live. It is Thursday, November 21st. We're taking a look at NQ. So we've been trading within a 4 session range following Friday's sell off. Price has yet to sustain a move outside of that near term range. Actually, some very good action the past 3 days. Some very good action so far this week. Good technical action. What are we looking at today? And the primary focus is whether or not buyers can sustain this move outside of the near term range. So that's going to be the entire focus for today's session. We do have Friday's high and that near term range high, looking at the regular trading hours chart right around 785. So we want to see if buyers can sustain that action above 75. Currently looking at a gap higher up near 900. So we'll have a true gap higher this morning. Price is gapping outside of that prior day's range, even up and through yesterday's pre-market high, which is about 845, 846, 845. So gap rules apply. Can buyers sustain the gap, or will there be an attempt to fill the gap? I definitely wouldn't mind seeing that gap fill, right? A push back into that 785 that then holds. That would be one of the scenarios that I would definitely be looking at trading. If we do see more of a gap and go setup, we want to watch that reaction here versus 900. Price is basically right into that 900. So off the open, be watching the reaction up here and whether or not buyers can actually give that push up and through 900. If sellers step in, you can treat the 845 as a downside reference point. That's the high from yesterday morning. And then we'll be looking at 785 right through here. Right through here. Now, let me see where the actual gap fills here. Gap fills up into 951. So I'm going to mark that on my chart just as a reference point. And again, this is a regular trading hours chart. There we go, 5-minute regular trading hours. So let's see this open. See what we're working with here. Backdrop remains neutral, neutral. If buyers can show a continuation of this morning's action, the near term will definitely flip to bullish. So let's keep an eye on that higher time frame structure. And about 2 minutes till the open. Any pre-market trades? Not on my end. Not on my end. I was looking at the data print right around here, but what I wanted to see there was, again, a retest into prior day high into that 785 area. Just went vertical. So that's not my trade. Let it go. Just let it go. Price held that 600 level of interest quite nicely, though, during the overnight sesh. We did have that NVIDIA report. Last I checked, they were higher. NVIDIA was higher. Yeah, it's a slight gap higher in NVIDIA. Not a huge move, though, so that's probably an options killer. Yeah, it's a 1% gap. That's just gonna... It's just an options killer right there. That's why you don't hold options through Earnings, unless you're collecting premium. All right, let's see this open. 15 seconds. Looking at 900 and 785 with just kind of a market structure reference point right here at 845. So some selling right off the open there. A little bit of selling right off the open. Here's a visual of that gap. Here's your 5-minute, right? We do have 10 a.m. data today, FYI. So something to keep an eye on for sure. Well, 10 a.m. data print. So NQ, new high of day through the overnight high, testing that 900. You have that initial test of Wednesday's high, that reference point we just discussed, holding as support. It's a good sign for buyers. So some sellers stepping in there versus 900. I want to see how this opening 5-minute bar closes per usual. Gap rules apply, right? Gap rules, gap rules. And we're back into that 845 area. NQ into the lows. Testing the low there. New low of day being made. NQ, so we'll be looking at 785, that next downside level of interest. You have the prior day high right there as well. And that's that gap fill location. Opening 5-minute bar closes up here in 45 seconds. Yeah, that was a technical upthrust of the overnight high. Here we are into 785. Let's see if there's any interest here from buyers. If this area fails, keep in mind we're back into the range. Back into that near-term range. Let's see, what was the actual prior day close? 769. So right there. Pretty much no interest there at 785 so far. Stream bugged out there for a sec. I'm going back into that near-term range. There's VWAP. Personally, I would not be interested in VWAP here. Yeah, no VWAP for me here. Not with the current context. No VWAPy. So NQ into 700. Yeah, the main thing right now is that price is back within that near-term range. So my preference is to wait for 10 a.m. at this point. So far, there's that failed breakout. Gap rule should have kept you out of any longs. Yeah, it is leaf blower Thursday. Worst day of the week by far. Looks like that session volume point of control is down here. 652. Shows a reference point. Good volume coming in right now. Great volume. Weekly volume point of control is down here. What is that? 634, 635 area. So right near here. And there's your prior day volume point of control. Pretty much aligns with the weekly volume point of control. Yeah, a lot of volume through this area for the near term range. How's the rest of the market doing? Looks like ES is definitely puking, and so is Russell. So we got some market wide weakness here. Market wide. Nice little bounce there back into 700. Pretty responsive buyers in that area. That was that weekly profile we discussed. That was a massive candle right there. 70.1 minute candle. Massive candle. A little retest of that 700. And back near the lows. Good rejection of the 700. First decent entry for the short, in my opinion. So let's see how this weekly volume point of control is treated again on the second test here. Still have session volume point of control right in this area, 652. A little bit of a structure starting to build out. It's wide. Structure is wide here. Careful. You set risk using structure points. Make sure you double check. Double check those risk points. I'm still all cash personally. Make it the first green 5 minute close here. 30 seconds. And don't forget we have data at 10 a.m. All right, potentially a little intraday change in character. Up and through 700 into the underside of VWAP. This is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Gotta love that weekly profile level. Gotta love it. So I want to see the reaction here versus 700. Buyers want to sustain this kind of change of character here. That was lower high, fails to resolve into a lower low. So that's kind of what I'm keeping an eye on. Intraday structure points. Into that 38% intraday fib. You have VWAP right there. Buyers stepping in more aggressively. More than 100-point bounce off the low. Almost right back into that 785. So that's that breakout point. We want to be keeping a very close eye on the reaction there. 785. Friday's high, 773 area. And here's prior day high, 786. So if you have any longs from lower, there's a good spot to be reducing. If you're able to find an entry anywhere in there, good spot to reduce. If price can break 785 here, watch for Wednesday's high 843 and then into session high at 900. Yeah, nice action today. Good volatility, some good two-way trading. Found myself a little microstructure to get involved with. See how much juice this has. Coming into that area of resistance here. Little market structure play with the top side of VWAP there is that entry. And you have the fib there as well. Not an A plus opportunity, but way to get involved with the push higher. So 785, some sellers stepping in here. No real surprise there. Trail's about to be taken on my long. 785 stays as the main watch. You have the 50% fib in this area as well. So it's trailed out right there. And we have 7 minutes till data. 7 minutes till 10 a.m. Opinicus handoff. Do you grab the short Dom at 785? Good spot for it. Yeah, that's one of the top opportunities so far this morning. At the confluence of the prior day high level of interest and the Fibonacci sell zone. So we're back into 700. Great action today. Wow. been one of the better weeks in recent memory, in my opinion, anyway. What time is it? All right, we got about 4 minutes till data. Yeah, it's been good technical action, clearly defined levels, and two-way trading. Two-way trading. Real movement, real market movement, not that drift nonsense that we talked a lot about last week. All right, let's see this data print here, about 3 minutes. See where we're at with the data print. With the drift, I'd rather just not trade. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get that momentum again. It's just a matter of waiting for the catalyst. Need that market catalyst. So NQ into that session volume point of control, getting back into where the lows were made, right near that prior day volume point of control. See how the lows are treated as we get into 10 a.m. .15 minutes definitely on watch. That 30-minute bar as well. Got data in 1 minute. 1 minute till data. It's more of a minor print, but nonetheless, data. Data. 'All right, here's the print. Few seconds. Looks like pretty much a nothing burger print. So that's behind us. Now we're just looking at the 700 level of interest and then the session low here in NQ. Again, the low was marked right at that weekly profile, that weekly volume point of control. Almost to the tick. Let's have a look at the structure. There it is. Staying patient now. One trade so far on my end. New low of day there in NQ. Here's your prior day volume point of control. Then you have the 600 level of interest down below. Overnight low right there. What is that? 595. So NQ just back within that near term range. Near term range trading. New home. New home. See if we get a test into the overnight low here on NQ. Just shy of 600. Small little bounce there back into session volume point of control. Let's look at that session profile. Per usual, keeping an eye on 5 and 15. 5 and 15. What are we doing with ES? Let's take a look at ES. Looks like ES near the session low. No new low of day made. And it looks like the same in Russell. No new low made just yet. Russell had a nice bounce versus the prior day high, as well as VWAP right there. A good looking setup earlier. Good one for the RTY enjoyers. NQ, very slight new low of day right there. Coming into that overnight low at 595. Caught 15 points using the THT. Nice work, Patrick. Nicely done. So NQ, new low of day. There's your overnight low. See if buyers have any interest here with the little undercut. If not, we'll be looking at 500. 500 again. Got S&P making a new low there as well. Russell coming into the low, so we continue with the market-wide weakness. So you do have some prior day structure right in this area, this 560 area. I'm mostly interested right now in the market structure sort of entry above the 600 level of interest or a full washout into 500. Till then, just staying patient. Action definitely slowed down here. See if we get some market structure above 600. Five-minute does show a bit of a hammer there. It's not green, but if that candle can show follow through, you may see a little bit more of a bounce. Volume's tapering down as well. It's a nice little push there from 600. Triggers the 5-minute bar. And almost back into that 700. Great push. Market structure right at 600 as discussed. Triggering the 5-minute hammer. Check on your 15-minute as well. Yeah, really good action today. Whole week of charts worth studying. At least an NQ. Session volume point of control now into 677. Check your 15-minute bar if you enjoy the higher time frames. You can move those trails just below 70 if you have any longs on. And NQ into VWAP here. What a week, man. Catching some pretty big plays here, man. Gotta love it. Not my best entry, but plus 100 in floating profit on this trade. 100 points, that is. I wanted to add into 600. I was just a tad too slow. I think I was sipping the coffee or something. 100-point trades all week. Yeah, no kidding. That's why we always say, when it's choppy, it's better just to sit out because we know that conditions like this, trades like this, are right around the corner. Really don't need to fight the chop. Make up for it when the conditions are actually good. NQ into VWAP there, some sellers showing up versus 700. May grab my trail here. Holding on by a few ticks. Yeah, it was a tricky spot. 700 volume point of control VWAP. I'll let him take my trail just beneath 70. Just beneath that little structure point. Like to see it push through 720. Probably gonna grab my trail, then bounce it. It's too obvious. Ooh, almost hit it right there. Here it comes. Come on, give me that bounce. Wow, still in. Still in. All right. The old grab and go, yep. uh, Holding my breath? Nah. Nah, man. Breathing just fine over here. Christopher, on the other hand, I don't know. Praying. Just hoping for that bid monster. All right, back into 700 right there. Need a push through 700 through 720. It's that VWAP area. VWAPy. Yeah, we'll take it, Benny. We'll take it. Bumping into 700 again. Oh, you're a bystander, Mish? Oh, man. Don't FOMO in at the highs. Now we're back into that 70 area. Here comes the trail. There it goes. Trailed out. Trailed out. So we'll be looking at 600 again. That overnight low area or action above 700 would be interesting. Yeah, the lower high right there at 700 was solid. No doubt. Good two-way action today. Wow. Oh, man. Nothing but handoffs all morning. So again, just looking at the action down here near 600 overnight low, prior day volume point of control. We want to see if buyers have any interest in defending this area again. Of note, the intraday structure is still downtrend. Still have a series of lower highs, so keep that in mind. Gotta keep that in mind. The other thing to look at is these structure points are still very, very wide. So make sure you're aware of the risk involved if you set risk based on structures. Probably need to drop size a little bit. And coming into the lows here, NQ. So if we get that new low of day and some acceptance into the lows, you'll be looking at 500, really the next big downside level to keep on watch. Not too far off now. So at this point, kind of like I mentioned earlier, I like to see action above 600 or down into 500. We do have some prior day structure right in this area, right in 540 area, but not sure I want to be setting risk against that personally. So just chilling now. We're just waiting. There's your new low of day, an NQ. And getting into the 500 level of interest now. You do have that prior day low. Let's see. Right into 477. Some responsive buyers there ahead of 500 level of interest. Kind of in no man's land for me. So, like I said, following the game plan, staying patient here. NQ coming back into that prior intraday low there, right near 575. I'm looking at the reaction into 600 into that overnight low. Prior day volume point of control area right through here. And some sellers stepping in there again. Buyers trying to defend that. What is that, 530? No level for me there, so no trade. There's no man's land. No man's land. Don't trade in no man's land. Don't do it. Two scenarios I'm interested in. Mentioned a few times now, but just to reiterate, any market structure above 600 or some sort of washout into that 500 or that prior day low area. I'd definitely be watching both of those. Till then, stay in cash. Got two pretty nice trades on the day. 620 into 690 for 70 points, and then 730 into 770 for 40. So don't need to press our luck here. Especially in no man's land. Volume also starting to taper down a little bit more. All right, let's see how this 600 is going to be treated again. Back into that 600 overnight low area. Yeah, 15 minutes is looking good. Got about 90 seconds till it closes. Potentially a change in character here on NQ. Almost 90 minutes into the sesh. How we doing, folks? Pretty good day so far. Good action. Two-way trading. That's what we like to see. Two-way action. Looking at this reaction into 600 here. 600 level of interest on NASDAQ. Very nice session. Good day. Good day. Joined late, but got some of the action. Good day. Solid. Solid. That's what we like to see. It's been 2 trades for me so far. Staying very patient. I like to see some sort of higher low set up near 600. But I'm in absolutely no rush at this point. Nice push here. Good little change of character. 700 is that next upside level. Strength continues. Some good action to discuss in the mentorship group later today. Be going over those top opportunities. NQ bumping into that weekly volume point of control there again, 640 area. Current session volume point of control up into 675, right near VWAP and the 700 level of interest. See if we get any sort of retest into 600. The intraday technically is still a downtrend until you see price break that pivot right through here. Prior day volume point of control holding as a little bit of support now. Buyers finding some interest there. How's our volume? Let's take a look. Still well above minimum threshold for now. No prints below minimum threshold. That's good. All right, take care, man. Have a good day. Thanks for jumping into the stream. Got about 6 minutes till 11 a.m. Action is slowing down a little bit here. Another little push there. Up into the 650s, coming for that session volume point of control, 674. Check out that 30-minute, about to close in 5 minutes. That hourly as well, currently shaped like a hammer. Hamski. So we did not get that market structure set up near 600. Did have this right here, but wanted something a little bit deeper. There we go. Buyers really stepping in now. Session volume point of control being tested at 675. Then you have VWAP right here. Might see a bigger change in character on the 5 minute chart if price can trade up through 720. There's VWAP. Good spot for sellers to attempt to defend. Let's see if they show up. Really phenomenal action today. Wow. Not every day you see action like this. And Q bump it into 700. So you can see that 5 minute change of character. Again, like we said, up through this area. Intraday change of character. Nice, you caught that long. What'd you get in? It was a tough one to find an entry for. Oh, you scaled in. Nice. Love a good scale in. 1051. Oh, after the 600 reclaim. Yeah, right in here. Yeah, nice. Nice. And Q, we want to see if buyers are going to force that change of character here. Change of character. All right, potential little change in character there on the intraday. Nice push. Getting into 11 a.m. here, about 90 minutes into the session. So 700 can continue to hold. Buyers will be looking for that retest into the prior day high. Look at that 5 minutes, just vertical. Vertical off the lows. So there's that kind of prior day structure support area we talked about. I wasn't really loving it personally. Hourly shows a big hammer. 30-minute is almost engulfing. Unfortunately, I did not see an entry I loved on this bounce. No trades there on the bounce. Is that for current session, Benny? Got the full fib. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's looking good. Looking good right there. Volume still remains really strong, so not a concern right now. If you're going to continue to trade late morning, volume's looking good. Action is looking good. Just make sure you're double checking those risk points. Definitely trading much wider right now. What I'm looking at is whether or not buyers can continue to defend this area. How's that change in character spot? Keep in mind, big picture structure, price is still within that range. And this technically is the upper portion of the range. 785, prior day high. Best visual for it is going to be on your 5-minute regular trading hours chart. Okay, yesterday's action pretty much does the entirety of the range. Today, it's already done the entirety of the range. Nice little push there. $400-point New Year term range. Yeah, it's like 1 ATR basically. A little more than 1 ATR. For me, it's less of the range and more so that we're actually seeing some big moves, relatively speaking. A couple weeks ago, it was just pure drift. I think that was last week. Just all drift. Drift, drift, drift. And that choppiness can be killer. Choppy, choppy. The NQ is starting to slow down a little bit. Tested that 61% fib. It's the value area high of the session as well. If you like the volume profile. 785 is that big upside resistance. Keep an eye on your 5-minute and your 15-minute chart as well. And NQ back into 700. So buyers failed to defend 700. Be looking at potentially a retest down into 600, right? Potentially 500. How things have been moving. Main objective of buyers right now is to hold this change of character area. There's VWAP, VWAPy. Well, it's really starting to slow down. I think we'll go ahead and call it here. Almost 2 hours into the sesh. Thank you all for jumping into the stream. Fun one today. Some really, really good action. That's what we like to see. Anytime the action is choppy, just remember you don't have to trade. Wait for better days like this. This is where you can really, really do well. It's just a good reminder. Don't need to fight those choppier sessions. As far as late morning, early afternoon, the higher time frame structure, we want to be looking at 785. I'm still treating that kind of like the near term range breakout point. Buyers can show some acceptance above that 785. Watch for a retest up into the session highs, essentially the overnight high and that 900 level of interest. As of right now, buyers doing a pretty good job here of holding that change of character spot. Hourly shows that big hammer. If 700 fails, right, you could look at 600 again, potentially even 500. But for now, this continues to be a near-term range. We want to see if buyers can actually trigger the breakout. Good old breakout. So we'll keep it going in the Traders Think Tank. See what type of action we continue to get here into late morning. Thanks again for your time, everyone. I appreciate it. good day. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your morning, great rest of your day.